Friday, 560 WQAM. It's a Monday Rewind brought to you by your South Florida Chevy dealers. You're looking for more power, capability, and technology with Chevy trucks. You're ready for anything. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hey, I was watching the video and the dog got dead foot. So
Front or back?
He slept. That's why he was trying to bite it. Like, wait. And I thought, yo, dumbass.
No laughing matter.
It is. No, dude, come on.
No,
the extent of your injury is I once got dead foot. You can't. That's something you can't tell nobody but us because you get laughed off the street.
No, dead foot is no laughing matter. I don't know why you just.
It doesn't last for 12 minutes.
Oh, dude, no, you're right. It lasted for 24 hours nearly. It was crazy.
Dude, dead foot is a serious thing that you just minimalizing.
I'm not minimalizing it. I had it.
It doesn't last.
I stayed with those who had dead foot.
It doesn't last for 24 hours.
Not a lot of standing going on.
Fair point. That's a point for you. Hey, can we get a weather update, Leroy, from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm?
Sure can.
Free consultations 24/7. Call me at 866-954-MORE.
It is warming up, so that's one thing you need to look out for. It's partly cloudy. Winds are coming out of the east, maybe a little southeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And I would say at this time it's probably 75, 80 degrees.
Less is more.
What would you say? Less is more.
I always forget the last part of the line. It's a good jingle, though.
Hey, it's really good.
Oh, man. Panthers. Got to talk about our cats here for a second, dude.
Yeah.
They defeated the San Jose Sharks 3-1. Matthew Tkachuk, he had a huge pair.
Oh, what?
What?
Yeah, he does.
He did, dude. He is on a tear right now, man.
They still in first place in the
Finally healthy.
He is he's been tearing it up right now. Matthew Tkachuk, Leroy, he has scored now. He's got they had first 2 goals of the game. This is from Florida Hockey Now. That gives him 5 goals and 15 points in the last 6 games. Panthers have gone 5-0-1.
Oh,
he is he's been killing it, dude.
You know what's interesting?
Now, when you lose in overtime, that's the 0-1?
You get a point, yeah.
Okay.
You get a point. Yeah,
he's been successful without him being his best, like for quite some time. I mean, not that he's had to be because we got Barkey.
Well, he had a really bad injury. He was coming back from last year, the cracked sternum. Like, I don't know how long that took, but no, this is about this
a lot
feels
longer than Deadfoot.
Oh, you're not kidding. And he played it. And don't forget, he played a game with the cracked sternum.
I'm still every time we talk about him playing, I take a deep breath and realize what it felt like trying to play with broken ribs, and now make that a sternum. Oof. All the ribs are attached to the sternum.
The Panthers, to answer your question, Leroy, are at first in their division.
Yeah,
they are third in the conference.
Okay,
currently third in the Eastern Conference, but very close behind. And
don't say it. Don't say it.
2 games in hand from the Devils.
2 games in hand. 2 of them.
Now, not the Capitals. The Capitals overall have the most points, and they have they actually have a game in hand on the Panthers. So, there's a lot of hand gaming going on.
You notice a bit of a marketing push of this Connor Bedard recently?
I have not
been seeing more of him. I saw him react to LeBron. I saw him.
What do you mean he reacted to LeBron?
Like LeBron had a triple-double, and he just talked about how long LeBron. Like I've been seeing more of him speaking.
He was like, what was he? He was a baby when LeBron was on the Heat.
I think that's what he was mentioning. Yeah, and then I think also he gave himself a comparison that I thought was very interesting to an NFL running back. He said if he was an NFL running back, he would compare himself to DeAndre Swift. And I'm like, okay. Think pretty high.
He'd probably be closer to Devon A-Chain because he's tiny.
He is tiny. Yeah. He is tiny. Sergei Bobrovsky was back between the pipes. Leroy nearly had a shutout. There was like 2 minutes left in the game.
Empty netter.
The Sharks squeaked one in on him.
Did they do empty net? Did they go empty net on him?
No. They just had him with like 90 seconds left. The Sharks scored. He was that close to coming back from having his second daughter and arriving via shutout. And it was I saw a funny video of him on Twitter where he kind of like just sits on his butt afterwards. He goes, mother. He was like, I thought I had it. But We're happy for Bob. Bob explained, Leroy, after the game that he was excited to return and be back with his hockey family after a great family moment. Here was Sergei.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a blessing to be part of and to see how my second daughter was born. So it's a unique experience, and I happy to be there with my wife, and now I'm happy to be here with my other family.
On that, what's it like to come back to this family after such a big moment? I'm sure the guys had a warm welcome.
Yeah, it's exciting. Definitely, it's great. I'm blessed to have a great family back home, and I'm blessed to have a great family here.
Happy for our guy.
Hey, periodically I scroll through the chat,
Yeah.
and there's always this comment:
What's
Celtics aren't the best team. We just beat the best team last night, and Rozier playing better than he was.
Yeah.
Playing better than
To which I reply, those two teams played.
Didn't they split this year? I think they split.
I just saw the last game, so if they play it again,
I thought that the Cavs and the Celtics split, but either way, who cares? It's a great win for the Heat. It's by far the best win of the season.
it's by far. But
Yeah.
more importantly, they've gone on a run at home. Gosh, they've been horrible at home the last 2 years.
100%, Leroy.
So
You're
to see them
dead
win
on that.
3 or 4 games at home, get some of that home cooking.
Do you think
That's
Bob?
what it was the most exciting thing about this past week.
You think Bob is focused when it comes to baby routine as well?
There is no baby routine for the man.
What do you mean?
The mom tells you what to do and you do it. That's the routine.
One nap at a time, one change at a time.
Dude, let me tell
up a
you.
little
No,
time.
you know what you are?
Yes.
Focus.
You are like a doctor in the emergency room on call. Right?
No.
And I'm gonna tell you, don't do like Leroy. Leroy made some mistakes. Suggesting things he probably shouldn't have suggested. And so I have learned, and I am passing it on to you as the dad or the husband or whatever. You are on call.
You think after those first couple nights where the baby's waking up screaming out of its mind, he's like, "Oh, West Coast trip."
I think, you know what? He seems like the kind of person that would try to talk to the crying baby that doesn't understand the word he's saying and try to convince him that crying is not the best thing right now.
I don't know.
Right?
Papa Bob.
Because I mean, think about it. When, as bad as things were for Bob a couple of years ago, he still was relatively calm.
Never stayed.
Focused.
Never
Right.
changed.
So
Never
I
wavered.
could imagine if things get hectic, then he'll be the guy to try to calm everything down.
Jay figure we got Lomberg night coming up on Saturday.
What?
Did
you see that? Smeathan, you are a rat bastard.
Schmeath
Doctor
and
watched
Schmeath.
Leroy's NFL career and didn't let him hold the baby. Got to tell you, it's terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Were you terrified, Tobin?
Oh
the
yeah.
first time it's terrifying. I don't listen. There's not too many things that I've been afraid of, right? But when they put that baby in your arms and you thinking, well, I hope I don't break it, right? Because it's so tiny.
It's just look, it's he's an experienced father. He's already had a daughter. He has a son, Connor McDavid, and now he has another daughter. So congratulations to Bob on his 3 children.
Thank you for the congratulating me.
Matthew Tkachuk, this was him on Bob's night.
Yeah, it's a very important win for him. Let's say first win with a house of 4. So that's we're very happy for him, and we know that he's had a lot of family time the last little bit, and it's so special for him to welcome another baby. So he didn't look too distracted out there today. He was amazing. He's just always been the backbone of this team, and always will be if we're gonna have success. So he was awesome.
Let me ask you a question here. I'm gonna ask Frog Boy because he's of that age. Would you trust Matthew Tkachuk to babysit baby tadpole?
Nope.
Would I trust?
They'd be drinking beers in the ocean.
I saw what he did to that trophy, dude. I saw what he did to that trophy. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, man.
He seems like fun uncle, but I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna let
sure.
him. He's like, I can. Why if you and the wife you want to go on a date? I got it. And me, Disney Plus, and the tadpole. He's like,
Well, he did say DJ Khaled changed his diaper. So,
And you know what? He really was the best.
Hey, so here's the thing. It's not that terrifying, dude. You just scoop from and grab the head. Talking about the baby. I said, yeah, in theory, yes. Until you get that little tiny bait, like they handed to you. No, dude, I was terrified. You can't tell me you weren't terrified.
JFig says, I think he would be fine. Just teach him the essentials. I don't know if I want Kachuk.
Wait. Time out. Jennifer, here's the deal. If you are teaching essentials, you probably should just do it yourself.
If I were to say, I would trust Alexander Barkov to watch my kids.
Barky, yeah.
Barky can cover it all.
Barky's
never waivers,
Yeah, Bob's a great father. I can just tell.
Yeah,
I think if you let Bob, when you come back, and you're a little sloshed, and your kid will look up and say, "Focus, Daddy, focus."
Focus.
Maybe the Sams. I think even them I would trust. Gadjevich, I'm not trusting.
Nope.
No, too many fights.
Yeah.
How about in football? Would you trust Calais Campbell?
Oh, 100%. Zach Sealer, yes.
Terrifying, but they'd be terrified.
Oh yeah, they would be.
Yeah, maybe my son will learn how to chop wood.
You know who I wouldn't?
Hmm?
Mike McDaniel. Too much talking.
Too much yakking.
Guy poor kid wouldn't get no sleep. You come home, he'd be up crying. He said he didn't go to sleep? No.
Paul Maurice?
Grandpa vibes.
Oh, Paul Maurice. Yeah. Paul Maurice. He could do
I tell you what, though, if you have a routine with your child and you drop him off at Paul Maurice, that routine is done. He's going to do whatever he wants and have a great time.
Here's Paul Maurice on Bob's night.
Sorry.
Well, you're hoping it could be nice to have a shutout for the baby girl. But he was really sharp and really on. And I would imagine, again, only imagine that there's a bit of freedom in his game too. That's a lot, waiting for a new baby to arrive and then lots of joy in the net. So he was great.
Paul Maurice also became the winningest Panthers coach in history. And I don't know if he was honored by it. Here was his answer on that.
Now the owner of the Florida Panthers record for most wins in franchise history. I mean, how big of a milestone is that to clear?
What's the number?
111.
I would say it's not a big milestone at 111. Like that's not even
Jock had it for a long time.
340 win seasons. You don't make the playoffs on 40 wins. So I like the first part of that. I'll take the first part. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm pleased that the team has played well for 2.5 years. Just not a very big number. I'm not bragging. There'll be no tattoo.
Right.
I won't be getting 111 tattooed anywhere.
Wow. Way to really just that's the record? Not even a quarter of my wins.
Well, I mean, what is he? Isn't he third all time?
Yeah. Jeez.
But that's just it. You're talking about a guy that's probably won more games than that in two places, right?
But congratulations.
You're like, I can't hear Leroy. Is he delayed or do you got to plug his mic?
No, I don't know.
Leroy?
Now you're back.
I'm back. I didn't do nothing. I said he seems like he's a guy that's won more than that in two places, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like 3 places. He said 3 places. So he put it in its proper perspective. Well, that's actually a knock on this organization, not him.
For sure.
That
It's
you
not a knock.
kept the guy long enough.
He's like, well, one guy had scandal, there was a whole thing, felt like Quinville maybe would have been on the way, but he got in some trouble.
Oh my God.
What?
I just saw how many losses he has as well.
Isn't he the losing? I think he's the losingest coach.
Holds record for most losses.
He's been around, dude.
736.
But you know what he is now?
Yeah.
Champion.
Champ.
Take a break. Back after this.